Hi guys, I've got an unboxing for you today for a game called Project Elite. So we have the base box here and also the Terran box, which I believe holds all the Kickstarter exclusives that came with this Kickstarter project. It's a game by Artipia Games, I think, originally, and CMON releasing a new edition of it now. And it's by Konstantinos Kokinos and Sotioris Santilis. So apologies if I've got those names wrong. Anyway, let's have a look. So here we have the back of the base box. So we can see, yeah, big box with a lot of miniatures, big map there. It's a real-time cooperative game where you're basically frantically rolling dice, moving minis around and trying to survive wave after wave of an assault from these baddies here and their bosses. So we'll crack into it. Okay, some nice artwork there, although this girl should probably be looking where she's going. I think there's some big bad guys here that might be a bit of a threat. Okay, so let's see what we have in here. We have the rule book. Okay, nice and glossy. So you can see the map layout there. Lots of full color artwork. Some pretty gross creatures. Kind of reminds me of like a sort of Doom sort of aesthetic. You got your sort of marines and then sort of hellish sort of monsters. Okay, then we have in here, it looks like the main board and some punch board. So I'll just crack that open. Okay, we'll get the main board out here so you can have a look at that. So this comes double-sided, and so you have one side there, the I think it's like the abandoned lab, and the bad guys are coming across, sort of like a kind of like a gauntlet sort of situation. And then over here you have the crashed spaceship, and this one the bad guys are coming at you this way, so they've got more room to spread out this way, less distance to cover, I guess. So two different styles of board there. That's interesting. Great. Looks like sort of great artwork on the board there. So that looks high quality. And you can see here these spaces here is where the models move around. It tells you in which direction the models can go when they're on these spaces. So I think that's to sort of visually sort of remind you pretty quickly, because it is a real-time game, like I said, and so you need to sort of be able to sort of read that sort of visual information quickly, I guess. Okay, here we have, looks like different sort of health tokens and status tokens, things like that, slime. And what do we got here? And then, and maybe some player boards. Let's punch one of these out. It comes out pretty nicely. So here we have Gilgamesh, that's his player board. So it looks like you've got space to put cards here for his equipment. These will punch out. And there will be like a little track. You can put a cube in there. I think that's his health track. And he's got his special ability. He's a marksman. Yeah, also doesn't like wearing a shirt apparently. Okay, so interesting. So you have another character there. Quite a few more characters there, so that's I think 6 in total. And then you have these, I think these are objective tiles, so you place these out on the board in certain spots, and then you have to spend dice to place your, well, you have to place dice on these spots here cooperatively, and that will get that objective done. So that one's a demolition one, for example. Okay, we have some spawning points and some searching points. We can get more equipment. That's where the bad guys come from, the spawning points there. And then we have our big brown cardboard box in here. So this will be the minis. Let's take these out. All right, so we have, these are the combat dice, I believe. So you roll these when you're rolling to see if you hit the monsters. And then under here, these are your action dice. So this will determine what actions you can do. And if you roll the gun symbol there, I believe that's when you can roll these combat dice. All right, we have some colored bases there for determining which models belong to which player. And these, I guess, are the health cubes. Okay, so they go on those player boards. Again, matching these colors. And in here, what have we got? So these are the player characters. So let's see. That's pretty good detail, as you would, I guess, expect from CMON Games. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is that girl that wasn't looking where she was going on the box cover. All right. There we go. Whoopsie. There we go. Again, someone not looking where she's firing. Although I guess she's trying to look cool while she's doing that. All right. That's cool. Okay, looks pretty good. Blade's a bit bent there. I don't think that's supposed to be going in that direction, so that might take a little bit of, what do they say, hot water or something sometimes fixes that. Okay. This guy's, he's kind of looking where he's firing, isn't he? This guy's pretty cool. He's got his big exoskeleton suit on. Okay. Guy's got some pretty ferocious hair there. Nice mow as well. Excellent. And here's Gilgamesh. Gotta say, all these guys, for a frantic real-time game about a furious alien invasion, these guys all look fairly casual. Not many of them actually look like they're taking it too seriously. Gilgamesh looks pretty relaxed here. All right, and then we have these are sort of like the boss minis. Again, these are pretty well detailed, pretty gross. This guy's got some guts hanging out like a big tongue. Gross. It's interesting. Okay. Okay, then we've got some various other ones here. Big tentacle beast. This guy's got like a... What's happening here? So like a twin coming out of him. Total Recall style. Okay. Interesting. And what have we got down here? Oh, okay, this is the timer. Yeah, so I think this game, you can download an app for the timer with like thematic music, but they also, which is pretty handy, they pop a, in case you don't have an iPad, I guess, or iPhone, yeah, they give you this timer. So I think it's 2 minutes you get for the action round. So, okay, that's good to know. Timer. And here we have some cards. Okay, so we have, looks like some bad guy cards, some, what are these, player aids, it looks like. Event card, Swarm Rush, no effect. You probably want to see a lot of those, no effect. Sort of different objectives that might come up through the game, sort of slow down your progress. A lot of those, all clear. Oh, I think these are for when the bosses come out, so some turns you'll get all clear, some turns you'll get extra bosses coming out as well. So, and they look like the iconography is fairly big on those, nice and clear. The writing at the top looks like it's fairly clear. So yeah, they look all right. And we have a smaller deck here, basic weapons, and maybe the basic baddies. Let's have a look at these guys. Okay, so basic baddies, we've got biters, runners, bit scary, and shooters. I think they're the three major types. And then we have a bunch of weapons here. Desolator weapon, looks like an alien weapon. Destroyer weapon. Devourer, yeah, these certainly look like alien. Oh, there you go, alien tech, yep, alien weapons. Revenger. And so some of these require you to put dice with certain symbols on these weapons to fire them. Yeah, maybe some of them get locked and some of them don't get locked. That's probably what that means. Shoot only in a straight line. Wow, okay. Interesting. And then this is a basic weapon, so I'm guessing there's another deck of, there's only one of these, so I'm guessing there's another deck of these little cards with the non-alien tech, but the weapon looks pretty good. The Cyclone. All right. Oh, yep, here we go. Here's that other deck, search deck. Okay, let's have a look at this. So the 2B gun, the Hurricane, the Rep gun, projectile gun, Firestorm. Yeah, these could look pretty good. Man, a lot of variety. A big hammer, plasma gun, boss killer. Yeah, this is, yep, very cool. Scar makers. Okay, shredders, look like a couple of chain swords. Rupture gun. Yeah, a lot of variety. Wow, that's tons of different guns. I think it's got a lot of replay value there. Gun stabilizers, range booster. Okay, so these are, so besides just weapons, you can sort of upgrade the weapons or get some other tech as well. Okay, power armor. Awesome. Yep, very cool, very cool. And here are the bad guys. Well, the basic bad guys. So we've already seen the bosses, but these are the standard baddies. So these looks like this is the biter. He's got a giant mouth there. The biter. Okay. Then you've got these guys, and they all look the same, by the way. Those biters, all the sculpts are the same. But I believe when we have a look at the Terran box, there's going to be some alternate sculpts for them as one of the Kickstarter exclusives. Yep, here we go. Shooter. Pretty gross head there. Okay, yep. Definitely pretty ugly. And these weird looking shark dog things. Yep, that's pretty gross. Definitely, I'm a dog person, but that's pretty gross. Not sure I'd like to pat that dog. All right. Okay, well, there you go. There's all the baddies. So that is, that's the base box for Project Elite. All right, let's look at the Terran box next. Actually, before we do, I probably should just mention, if you're a card sleever, this little well here for these small size cards looks like it's full to the brim there. If you can see, that's kind of even floating above the top there. And there's not a lot of room on either side around these cards. So I don't think sleeving is going to be an option if you choose to keep the insert, because both in terms of depth and I guess the width or the outside dimensions there, those cards are not going to fit in once they're sleeved. So I'm assuming that's the same with the, well, let's actually have a look at these big cards. Okay, big cards, even so, you probably, once they get sleeved up, if you're sleeving with quality sleeves, once they get sleeved up, there may not be room depth-wise, height-wise, but certainly there's a little bit of space around there. But so if you're sleeving with something that's pretty close, that might work. But yeah, these ones here, they're just the depth itself is going to be a problem with sleeving. So yeah, just something you should know. Okay, so this is the Terran box. Like I said, this is sort of all the Kickstarter exclusives, I believe, that were unlocked in the CMON Kickstarter campaign. So yeah, looks like an extra board, dice baggie, some scenery, or more player characters. Yeah, these are those alternative sculpts, and some more big boss bad guys. So yeah, just sort of like a more stuff expansion, or not really an expansion, just a storage solution for all the extra stuff you get if you went for the Kickstarter. Okay, well let's have a look. Okay, so here we go. What have we got? Some extra cards here. It's for the extra baddies and extra equipment. Oh, so it looks like the watchtowers are equipment you can put out. That's interesting. Okay, so yep, there we go. New rules. Okay, so you don't get a whole new booklet, you just get this little sheet. Oh, and some I guess some recommendations for setting up with the other double-sided board. Okay, and speaking of which, so we've got the new game board and some more tokens. That looks like it's mostly going to be those player boards, I guess. Yeah, so that looks like the sort of ruined town or ruined city sort of board there. Lots of buildings and a lot of lines of fire blocked there in that one. Looks like quite a close quarters sort of affair. And then what we got here? Yeah, this looks like some sort of wetlands. Again, looks like it's similar to the abandoned lab where the baddies are coming in from this direction, but looks like a lot more sort of blocked off, a lot more claustrophobic. Okay, interesting. Some variability there with the player boards. Okay, and a bunch of new characters. Vicky. Jake, or should we call him Snake? Where's this guy? Killy. Okay. Multi-arms. Anya. Angela, upside down. And Gunter. And Sandra and Gustav. Looks like he's got a minigun there, old painless. All right, cool. And another brown box of minis. Let's have a look. Okay, wow, this is the box of big minis. This is, look at this thing. Oh, it's chunky. Gross. Oh, is that the front or the back? Oh, guessing that's the front. Like, oh, well, maybe not. Either way, gross. Okay. It's always a bad thing when your front looks like your back. All right, so well, let's have a look at this thing. Yeah, that's an interesting big mechanized thing. That guy's a little prisoner in there. All right, some more bosses. Yep, some of these guys are pretty gross. Let's see if I can get my fingers out of the way there. Oh, yuck. Okay. Yeah, certainly want to be bringing some big guns to bear on these guys. Well, let's have a look at these guys. Speaking of big guns, yeah, that looks pretty awesome. Look there, he's got his minigun there. There's old Jake Bliskin, we'll call him. Yeah, multi-arms. Oh, here we go. There's some big guns. Oh, actually, one of them's a flamethrower, looks like. Awesome. Yeah, this guy looks pretty cool. Another big one over here. Yep. Wow, that's pretty cool. Looks like some sort of repurposed servo android or something. Yeah, these guys have some pretty cool poses. She's actually aiming her weapon. I like that. I approve. That's pretty good. So is this guy. Oh, let's see if we can focus on him. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. Pretty cool little suit there. More understated gun there, though. Here are the towers. Some So we can get these out so you can get an idea of these. Hollow. Let's set that down here. Let's grab someone we haven't looked at yet. Let's have a look at Gustav, I think this guy's name was. All right. So I believe you can chuck them on the top there. So they don't. It's interesting. I think the idea is you put these guys on top, and it gives them a bonus, but they don't quite fit on top with their bases. And you can imagine with the rings, that'll be even bigger. But yeah, you get the idea. Like they do balance on there pretty well. So yeah, okay, interesting. And little spawnlings. Gross. Believe they have something to do with this big thing. We poops them out, and then yeah, these are the spawning points. I think these replace the cardboard token spawn points. So if you just want something a little bit more miniature heavy, that'll scratch that itch for you. And then what have we got here? Yeah, these are just ultimate sculpts, so they're not too different, but just a little bit of variety for the biters and the runners and the shooters. So yeah, because the other runners didn't have their mouth open like this one does. So yep, even more gross. I don't know how they achieved that, but that's even more gross than the original one. Yep, okay. Well, this shooter's been listening. He's actually aiming his weapon as well, looking where he's firing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, all right, so that just adds a little bit of variety to the massive baddies. And that is the first layer. And what do we have underneath? We have a Project Elite bag here. Not 100% sure if this is just a dice bag. I'm not sure. I guess it's for storing the dice. I don't think there's a mechanic in the game where you need to randomly draw dice, but I think it's probably just a nice little storage option. And then, this is interesting. So there's some more card wells here. So that might help out with card sleeving. Although actually seeing these, I think what this might be is for the other, maybe this is the other add-on expansions you could get during the Kickstarter campaign. And this gives you somewhere to store them all in one spot. That might be what that's for. Okay, yeah, this is the cardboard that comes around the plastic inserts, and you can see here that you can see a bit more clearly that those spots are for specific miniatures. And looking at the silhouettes, I believe those are actually the characters and monsters that come in some of the add-ons. So if you do get some of those extra add-ons, I think this Terran box will allow you to store those in here as well. And it looks like, yeah, this is supposed to be for extra cards and extra components that might come in those add-on expansions as well. So yeah, that's what those are for. And speaking of other add-on expansions, I didn't get many of the other add-on expansions, but I did get the Rook Team expansions. So I'll do another unboxing for that one separately. But yeah, so there you go. That's the Project Elite base game and Terran box. Looks like a fun, frantic, action-packed cooperative dice chucker. All right, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.